Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. Today is Monday. Happy Monday morning to you. I hope that your morning is starting out good, and I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. This is the week after the big nor'easter that we had. I don't know how much snow you got. We were like, I had no idea we were even having this, and Greg told me, I'm like, what? And so we had like some freezing rain, and then I'm like, is it gonna be bad? Is it not? So Maxine needed to go chase something. So anyway, so we weren't really sure how it was going to be, and so Sunday I know that we have 3 church services, and so they canceled the first one, and I was like, is it going to be bad? I didn't even know if we could go because we have a really steep driveway. So the 2 years ago, I walked out because you can't tell how it's going to be. It might be fine up here, but part of our driveway, it could be just shady, and it could be just like slick black ice. So one year I walked out because I was like, is it bad? Is it not? So I'm walking down my driveway a little bit, and I start sliding, and it was just black ice. I slid and just went sliding like when my kids go sledding, sliding down the driveway, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't stop. And so I kind of rolled and made myself go into the bank, like on the side on the driveway, and then I was like, how am I going to get back up the driveway, because you couldn't stand up, it was so slippery. So I was literally crawling up my driveway. So I was not about to go outside and check the driveway at all. So I waited for Greg. He was getting up and doing it because we slept in a little bit longer because we didn't have to get up. And then Evan left because he had to go early, and so I was like watching him, and I'm like, he said it was good, so I like watch him. I'm like, oh hey, his car didn't slide, he didn't break, he did it. So I'm like, all right, we're good to go. So we went to church and had a great day at church. Came home, and we picked up some pizza. All the snow melted, so the little bit we had, I've got a couple shots I'll use this week at the end of videos. Hold on, Maxine needs to come back in. She already had her dog one today. So then we just came home, everything was melted. Like I said, it's just kind of a little bit, maybe just a covering of the ground, not too bad, but we'll see. They say we're supposed to get more. I don't know, we'll see what happens, see how the winter's going. I don't think we'll get too much, but we'll just have to wait and see. You just never know when you live in the mountains because of the way the eastern continental divide is. It's like there's like a dip. We live like right on where there's like a dip in the mountains, and so sometimes you get a whole lot. Those clouds, like the rain in the summer, the clouds just come and hit that shelf and they don't move. I would literally, we would be swimming at the lake or at the pool, and we watch these clouds and they would just stop. They literally would stop and they would not move, and I'm like, they're not even like normally blowing over. So just something about those mountains and the way they stop, it makes it beautiful, but those clouds get stuck. It's like, go out, go out. So, but anyway, so we just ended up being home. We stayed in. I did a lot of work, a lot of preparing. I'm doing things a little bit differently this last couple weeks. If hopefully you've noticed, some of you have commented about my video style and the improvements I'm learning. I'm taking a course, which is really good for me as a person that doesn't really know a whole lot about editing. Even though I do YouTube for about 2 years now, I've just learned the basic software, and I just do what I can. And if I, can try to improve something, I do. I just have never been taught that. It's just go as I, learn as I go. So I've had an opportunity to learn a better software, and so it's been really, really good, but it's more work. And so my time is now learning where I normally would film and edit. So I appreciate you guys. If you don't like the other videos, that's okay too. I understand that, but I'm just trying to do some shorter ones because I'm trying to implement what I learn in my classes in the video. So hopefully that shows. Hopefully there's an improvement. So that's the bottom line, is I want to be able to make a better video, better viewing experience for you. I know some people are like, oh, it doesn't matter, you can just film with your phone or whatever. But in reality, it's a lot more pleasing to watch a video that the audio is not too high, or the coloring is good, or the clips transition smoothly, the music's not too loud, and all those wonderful things that go with editing. But it is more work, and I don't mind. I'm very happy to do it. So I sat and I kind of planned out a few things. I had to kind of plan out food for the next couple weeks because it is a new month, February. Happy February. And so sat and just did that. So I've got a couple good things coming up here in the next few weeks. We've got birthdays. We've got 3 birthdays, Lauren, myself, and Madeline's birthday, all within a few days. And so it's just gonna be, and Greg and I are gonna go away, so it's just gonna be a busy month. Very thankful for it. It's gonna be good, on top of learning. And so I was just talking to my oldest daughter, Ashlyn, and she is doing her master's right now. And so she was just saying how much extra work it is and how she's just working so much. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I feel your pain. I mean, I'm not getting my master's, of course, but just being a mom who hasn't been in college or anything for a long time, it's like that whole extra level of learning, and you got to practice it, you got to do it, and you've got to like implement it, and you got to really study it. And I was like, I understand, I feel your pain, I feel like I have no time for anything. And so, I mean, no comparison to getting your master's, but I'm excited for her to be able to do that and get that done. And it's just you, if you want to improve yourself, I mean, it doesn't matter if you want to improve yourself in college to get a master's degree, awesome. You might want to improve yourself in video editing skills, learn and do it. You might just want to improve yourself in your homemaking skills, in baking bread. I remember being a younger bride, and I was like, I want to, like, I went to college, and then you become a stay-at-home mom, and you're like, like, don't ever let anybody tell you do nothing. There are plenty that do nothing, but I wanted to like be good at that. I wanted to become a better mom. I wanted to become a better wife. I wanted to learn how to make my home, because none of these things came easily. I didn't really even know how to cook. I started out just like most everybody did. I watched my mom cook. I made a few things, but not at all what I do now. And so we used to buy a lot of, do you guys remember Schwan food? Oh, love Schwan food. When I grew up, we had a lot of that. A lot of them in my high school years. And so, like, not everything, but it was so easy and great. So I was like, we need Schwan food. So, you know, being young bride and a small family started out, that's what we ate a lot of. Well, our grocery bill was awful big for a long time. And so, and then I'm like, I need to learn how to make this stuff. And so I learned things. We didn't have internet. There was no cool phones back in the day. We didn't even have a flip phone. Didn't have anything, people. You left your house with nothing. I know, so weird, I'm so old, but I would go to the library, and you wouldn't have internet, you'd have a card catalog, which was so confusing to me as a kid because I never learned how to use it. So I would just like look in the library for the section of house and home and recipes, and that's where I would look, and I would check out books, and I would get a ton of books, and I'd bring them home, and then they had some magazines, and then I learned how to, you know, save money on my electric bill. I learned how to, you know, how to vacuum properly. I would read old-fashioned books. I know, old books. My mom had a bunch of old books, and I gotta remind her, I want one of hers. She's got a couple books that I really, really want. I need her to mark. You know, when your parents get older, they want you to mark things so that you get them when, you know, they pass on. That my parents are gonna pass on, but she started marking things in her house, and so I'm like, Mom, that's terrible, but I understand, but I don't have anybody. My brother and I are not going to fight over things, and especially over a book. I mean, we're not going to fight, period. There's no fighting. But there's a book I really, really want that she has, and I just thought about that. I'm going to have to remind her. It's called When Mother Lets Us Help. And I remember reading that as a child, and it was a black and white old book, like old book. And it just had a lot of basic things of how to clean and how to do things. And so I did that, and I learned how. And then I, you know, I learned from other women. I remember going to our Mennonite friends, and her name is Barb, and we went to her house, and she was wonderful, and I would watch her cook. And it sounds silly, she probably didn't even know I was watching her cook, kind of strange, but I learned. I watched her bake her bread, and I would ask her questions, and I would constantly, how do you do this? How do you do that? I remember sewing. Yeah, I tried sewing, and so I'd make my clothes, and I'd come and I'd be like, look at this dress I made. And I remember one time there was a part, and I made this flap. Oh yeah, and it was pleated over, so the back of it was smooth, and it pleated over, and it was over. Well, I put it in the back of the dress, and she's like, there's like an extra flap on your behind back there. So, meanwhile, that was supposed to go on the front. So yes, it's super sweet. So I learned, like, I had a woman come and sit with me and teach me how to sew. I'm not that good at it, and I understand you can only do so much. If you obviously, some things are not gonna, like sewing, not my good thing to do. I could probably do it if it went really, really slow and took the time, yes, but for me, that's not productive. So I don't, and that's okay. Now, Lauren enjoys doing that. She's good at that. But me, I liked the other things. So I would watch her bake her bread, ask her questions, see what she did, bought these same ingredients, made my own, burned a bunch. Oh yes, burned a bunch. Made treats for my family. My family went, oh, that's disgusting, or oh, you burned that again? Yes, did all that. Learned how to do things. And so you might also want to just change your attitude in your life. Maybe you feel down and depressed all the time. So maybe you watch other people. Maybe you watch people that speak encouraging. Maybe you see other people, and when their kids mess up, they don't blow up and go crazy. All right, this is part of life. Let's just look at it a different way. Anything you want to do, anything. If it's at a job, you want to learn some new skills, you learn new skills. That's all. It's pretty good. It takes time. It does. But in the long run, it's worth it. So I said all that to say, if you want to improve on something, take the time to do it. it'll definitely benefit you in your life. Same thing with your marriage. You want to work on your marriage? Work on your marriage. I know it takes time. It does. Plan those dates away. Plan that time together, because it is worth it in the long run. Same thing with your kids. You want to build a relationship with your kids? Well, then guess what? You got to find time for them. Time beyond everyday life. You got to take, and I know there's no time. I get it. I have a lot of kids. I have a lot of kids. I have a lot, and I've missed a lot of things. I wasn't able to do everything, but taking that time is so, so important. I know just the other day, there was something Jade and I were gonna do, and I was like, okay, I've got an extra half hour right now, and I'm like, I could just go sit on the couch and relax for the night, but let me grab Jaden and we'll go sit and talk. Taking that time means the world. Doesn't have to be every single night, but doing something is better than doing nothing. I know in our family time, we're trying to bond together, even though we are bonded. We are busy with life, so we're planning our movie nights and our game nights. And yes, sometimes it can be an inconvenience, and sometimes we could be doing better things, but okay, it's 1 hour. It's 1 hour on a Wednesday. Let's play games. No matter how much unfun they are, we're gonna do it. And you do it, and then you build those bonds. It might be really hard those first few times. It might be really boring those first few times, but eventually you learn to enjoy those times. So we do that. We do our movie night on Friday, and so just making sure that we get those times in. So definitely worth it. It's definitely a lot more in your time, but a benefit in the long run. So all right, are you done talking, Amy? I know. I like to not vlogging every day. I feel like I have so much to catch you guys up on, and I'm like, I haven't even shared anything because I'm so busy, but it's just temporary. So, all right, so it's Monday. Yes, Monday. It's gonna be a good day. I have a list of things to do. We're just gonna have a good day today. I've got lots of good things coming up. We did our free 2-week meal plan a couple of weeks ago. I just put together another one, but it's gonna be for single people. So I don't know, maybe not for a lot of you, but maybe for some of you. I had someone ask me to do that, so I thought, could I plan out meals for a single person? I could, and I did. And so I thought, I can do that and order that stuff for me and just eat that for the 2 weeks. So that's gonna be coming up, and we've got some food meals coming up, baking things coming up. We've got birthday vlogs coming up. It's gonna be a good couple of weeks. So lots going on, lots of learning. Hopefully my editing skills will come through and you'll be like, I see a difference. Or maybe you'll go, I don't see a difference at all, Amy. But hopefully they will. So just a good month. All right, so all of that, let's start our day. You guys ready to get going with our day? It is Motivation Monday. We've got a home to clean up, a home to get together. It's not that messy, thank goodness. We've got the kids, like I said, are getting older where they pick up their own things. I know, it's a miracle of Jesus. They do. When they're younger, it's just more work. It's like, okay, let's just help, because they're little, but guess what? They're all getting big enough to pick everything up, and they do. Not to say what their bedroom looks like right now, but at least the main part of the house is pretty picked up. So we're gonna do a cleaning, because we went outside, everybody walked in with their muddy boots. I know I gotta clean some rugs today. We gotta wash some bedding. I gotta look at my deep clean. I've got a little list of things that I need to get done. This is gonna require some earbud and some motivation. So for me, my motivation comes from either good worship music or sermons. That's where I get my motivation for. So I'm actually going to do a sermon, because I was in the middle of listening to it this weekend and didn't get to hear all of it. So I'm gonna put that on right now, and we're gonna start cleaning up our house. It's not that dirty, but I gotta wipe stuff down. There's like gunky stuff on the counter. Craig and the kids make cookies. They're so sweet. They bought cookie in a bag, you know, like the cookie mix packages. Loves chocolate chip cookies. We were at the dollar store picking a few things up, and they got the package. He's like, oh, these will be delicious. I'm like, I don't think they'll be as delicious as, I mean, they're okay if you love them, but he likes homemade chocolate chip cookies. And so I'm like, sure, they'll be delicious. And so him and the kids made it, and it's so sweet. They're and he doesn't do baking often, which is fine, but I do that most of the time. He's like, I can bake. I'm like, I know you can bake, honey. You go ahead and bake. So they're out here mixing this up, and he's like, wow, this it's just butter in the dough. He's like, wow, this is not mixing up very good. I'm like, just keep doing it. It'll be great. And then they baked it, and they had a few that were, because he left the kids to, you know, watch the cookies so they didn't burn. And then he's like, wait a minute, they're burning. So got them out, and Autumn's like, oh, those are burnt. He's like, they're not burnt. They're just a little bit darker. And so she's like, Mom doesn't make burnt cookies. So super sweet. But they and Mom, I see there's like half a cookie left. I know, half a cookie. So yeah, that's, so I don't know if it just wasn't anybody's favorite, but They were delicious. They added extra chocolate chips and made them, but it was sweet. But I feel the cookie mess on my counter here that didn't get wiped up. So we're gonna do some cleaning up, get things going. It's going to be a great day. It is Monday. Let's get our day going. Let's get things done in your home so that you can feel better and more equipped to start your week. Are you ready? All right, let's get going cleaning up your home. All right, first things first, it's pretty much picked up here in the kitchen, but my counters feel horrible. So I am gonna spray them with the vinegar in my spray bottle mixture and then wipe it down really good because it needs a good wiping. Okay, I'm gonna take out some of these dishes. I'm not gonna put them all completely away because the kids do that, but Steven had some trucks that they were playing in the dirt outside with. I wanna run through the dishwasher, hopefully clean them up a little bit better than the sink did. All right, we're just gonna put the little Matchbox cars and monster trucks in here and run a top load dishwasher, and hopefully they'll come clean. Do you ever clean the little water hose on your refrigerator? You should every once in a while, then run some water through it. All right, real life, what's on my floor? Lego piece, wrappers. Check in here, I'm showing you real life here. Nothing on here. All right, paper or gum wrapper, dog toy. The little stuff the vacuums will pick up, but Maxine's ball. So who's the one making the mess here? It's Maxine's toys everywhere. Another hedgehog. This is a sticky wrapper. This is a stick that's not gonna get sucked up. And then there's a few shoes, a few toys. Let me throw these away. Maxine, it's all your toys. It's all your toys you didn't pick up. She's like, oh, thank you, sorry. So there's one Lego or army guy, a little Lego piece, and a rubber band, not bad. We'll set this up here and put that away. They're boots. I had to wash them out on the inside because they were so muddy. So I put them over the vent here to dry. So these are good, these are done. I can put these back in the room. I was just making sure that they get dried. So not bad for shoes here. And these are just Greg's shoes that he's gonna wear. And my slippers, I keep these here all the time because if I have to run outside in an emergency, I've got them. So we'll put them up here while the vacuums are in. These are Evan's shoes. Here's a lid for the trucks that we wash. So I'll put this in the bottom of the dishwasher. Let's throw that in the bottom and see how that cleans. Let's see how that goes. All right, this room is really clean because they cleaned it up last night. So I'm just gonna get the vacuums going on here and straighten a few things. There's a few army guys over here I see stray, but not bad. Ooh, that's so zoomed up. This was sitting on the ground upside down and I was like, oh my goodness, is that a dead bug behind my couch? Yeah, just a toy. Boys. I got a neck massager, and kids discovered how wonderful that feels, so they were using that this weekend. Now my rugs need to be cleaned. I don't only clean these maybe once every few weeks, but they're really muddy and dirty from everybody, so I'm gonna gather them all up to wash. Right, this weekend we had a lot of, the kids were outside in the mud and dirt, you know, sliding with a little bit of snow we had, so there's a lot of like the fine dirt. It's like a gold dusting, I call it, that we get in our house. I'm so wipe it because I've seen it on my tire everywhere. You're like, Amy, you're sitting at a new desk wiping it off. Yes, I am. This is a new desk. Now, I've had my old desk here for a long time, like it. It's got all the little things on it, all great, but what has happened to me this year since staying home, sitting and working at a computer most of the day? Just like everyone else that's been doing the same thing, right? You know, I've been dealing with shoulder pain, so I've done a lot of things to help that. Is it still an issue? Well, yeah, because I haven't gotten rid of the source of sitting here editing all day long. So I've done the few things that I could. Move my screen up. You know, I get up and make sure I move my arm. I got a new chair here. I'm doing all the things. I'm doing the massages. I'm doing the magnesium. I'm sleeping with a better pillow, and it's all a good thing. But in reality is I still sit at a desk all day long. So I've seen these standing desks, and I was like, oh, that just doesn't even sound fun. That's for the person that's true and fit and needs to stand up all day long, not for me. So I thought I would try one. So thank you, FLEXISPOT, for supplying me with your desk and letting me give my viewers a honest review. This is the FLEXISPOT ComHar all-in-one standing desk. Let me share with you what this desk does. All right, so sitting at my desk working like this is great. But using my arm at this level is bad. So what I can do is, let me show you right here. Oh, look at this. It's like, look at that. It's like a spaceship. So I have to be careful because I have a shelf right here. Greg's like, you need to take that off. So I could work like this where my arm is up more, but it's still out of, you know, sometimes this is good like this because my arm's up just a different level, but this is the greatest part. Let me show you this. Look at that. I can now, let me bring you back over here. I can now stand at my desk and work. Okay, so you're like, I don't want to stand all day, Amy. I didn't think I did either, but I thought, oh, it's so much easier to sit. I'm tired. I'm on my feet all day. I like to sit. Let me tell you, I've been doing this for about a week now. Sitting at my desk, my arm does get sore. Like, it's just because it's natural. It's not going to go away. I have not cured the fact that I'm still working at a computer all the time. That is still there. I can't eliminate that problem, or I'm going to have to stop doing videos. So I started standing and doing my work. Now, I thought I would get tired. I don't at all. I realized, like, yeah, maybe after a few days my legs were a little bit sore, but, you know, that's a good thing to be able to, you know, use those muscles, because sitting, you know, just adds a little bit extra. Anya, no big deal, but it does. So standing, it was like, okay, this is not bad. So if I stand and do the majority of my work and editing, my arm does not get sore because it's not constantly moving in that weird direction of being sitting. When you're standing, it's up at a normal, natural state. So I have been enjoying the standing desk for that reason. I worked all week and I had a lot of editing to do, a lot of my online class to do. I was here a lot more than usual. Now, normally when I have a large video, I sit here and by the end of the day, I'm like, oh my goodness, my arm is so sore. Give me my massager, give me some heat, give me some Motrin, let me rest on my pillow. And I go to bed in pain and I wake up and hopefully feel better. And then it takes a few days and I make sure the next day I'm use that arm a little bit more, I have to be more aware of it. And then a few days later, it feels a whole lot better. Standing at the desk has not caused any of those issues because I'm constantly standing. Yes, didn't think so. I'm like, no, that's for those young millennials. They need to stand. There goes Maxine. They need to stand and, you know, because they're fit. Well, I'm not like super fit. I'm just an average person. So to be able to stand, it helps a lot. So I am enjoying my standing desk. I was just like, is that going to be something I keep? Is it not? And Greg's like, are you sure you love that? I'm like, oh, I do, because standing is so much better. It goes up to all different heights. Don't mind mixing. Let's see how high it goes. All right, it goes to 48 inches, so you could be working up here if you're really tall. I'm not that tall. And it goes down. You can also program it. It's got 4 different settings to hold and program. Oh, I set a setting at one time. This is where I like to work, actually. That was my setting for standing. It's 43.6. Standing right here is a good level for me, good height for me, but you can go all the way down. Let's see how low it goes. Going. That's really low. I didn't know how that looked. Let's move it down. All right, this is really low. Like me sitting here. That's not bad, though. I guess that's a regular size desk. It's just a lot lower. The height is 28.3 inches. So this is nice. This is the tempered glass kind, and I thought maybe I would scratch it. It definitely gets fingerprints on it. You got to wipe it off, but it doesn't scratch. The only bad thing is my mouse does not move on it, so I have to get myself a mouse pad, because I don't use the mouse pad in here. I need to learn how to do that, but it's so much easier for me for an old school mouse, because that's what I've learned. But it does have a drawer. So it has a drawer here that pulls out. So I just kept a few things in here, my chargers and that for now. I will eventually move more of my desk stuff over here. It's, look at Maxine, she's like, yes, I'm here. And it's got USB and USB-C. And on a child lock, you can push the button so your kids don't come over here and, you know, up and down, especially you got little ones, so you can push the child lock, and then it prevents them from having to push anything. It's got, that's great because I can plug in my cords. So I've got the few things I was like, the first day we put it up and I was working, I'm like, wait a minute, none of my stuff's over here. So I just moved over a few things that I do use, and I have my desk sitting over here, and I thought, well, maybe I'll leave it there and just have extras, but I'm seeing that I'm storing stuff on it, and it's just being a stored desk. So I could move that into my bedroom. We're gonna wait and see how much I actually go to that and see, but I have a whole empty wall in my bedroom. I could put it as well, but this is working. For myself, I would get some kind of other little shelf underneath here to store the stuff that's on my desk that I would use every day. Like I do use a lot of notebooks, I use my Bibles, I use, you know, a couple of things that I constantly get out, and I would store that here underneath here. But they do have extra like little filing cabinets and things that you could put under here that go with it. So go check it out. If you need yourself a standing desk, it has helped, trust me. All those tips that I've given you, the pillow, the sprays, the heat, all of that helps. It helps, you know, get it back to normal, but you're still here. This is the problem. It's the sitting and working all day long that is causing the back, shoulder, and neck pains. So standing up makes a difference. If you don't believe me, stand up in your kitchen counter for a week with your laptop and try that. Try it, and then compare. Go, oh, I would benefit from a standing desk. So don't buy the desk first if you don't want to. Go stand up in your kitchen on your countertop and try that and see how you eliminate your neck and back pain. I'm telling you, it's truth. So if you guys want to get one of these, or know if somebody want to get one of these, I'm going to put a link below the description for the desk that I got, and if you want to get one, you can get one. So all right, we got to go keep on cleaning, so let's keep on cleaning up. All right, I'm going to just do a quick clean of this bathroom because it's already been cleaned this weekend on a deep clean, which is awesome. So I'm just going to wipe it down with vinegar. I'm going to use my homemade wipes. This is where they come in handy. Look at that. Still smells good. All right, gotta do my bathroom. I didn't clean this room up, so I'm gonna do a real quick deep cleaning here. This is just vinegar and my Norris cloth. I've got a little bit of buildup on my sinks, just the way that they are. So I'm gonna spray it with vinegar, just in the little spout parts, and let that sit. You know, like how you do your shower head and soak it. Obviously people are gonna use the sink, but hopefully not too much today. All right, that's good there. Let that sit. All right, let's wipe the toilet. All right, I've got a couple extra wipes I put in here. I'm just gonna use these. I don't usually like wipes, but I did make these for a video. So I will use them up to clean off my toilet. So same ones I used in the other bathroom. I'm going a little backwards today. We're gonna wipe the floors just because I've already got the wipes out, and we're gonna keep going. All right, my work is done. Did I just say that? Yes, it is. It took me about an hour, a little bit longer because I'm filming. That takes more time. But that's the most of the work I have to get done. Just doing one bathroom, I'm like, wow. For everybody that dreams of a bigger house and more space, guess what? It's just more places to clean. It really is. So, cleaning one bathroom is a whole lot better than cleaning 2 or 3 bathrooms. So I had the kids do the other ones, but I was like, I just made my day a whole lot better. So I'm done. The only thing I have to do is get their school out, which I'll do in a few minutes, but I'm gonna make breakfast. So this week we are doing a no spend grocery week, so which is fine. We have a lot in our freezer and a lot in our pantry. So a couple times a year I like to go through and kind of eat things up. We have a lot of freezer meals still. I know, still freezer meals from like months ago. So I kind of went through and kind of looked and see what we have, and I'm like, okay, we need to eat those up this week. So this week we're eating out of the refrigerator and freezer what we have in the pantry, which is to some people not much, but it's enough to fill our bellies. So I think I'm gonna make some crepes. So these are really good. My kids had these all the time before. My girlfriend would always make them. They love it. I never made them, but I did make them for a video for you guys a few weeks ago, and the kids were like, these are so great. So I'm gonna make more of those this morning. So I'm gonna get a cup of coffee because I'm only on cup number 2 now. I'm gonna fill this up and then I'm gonna start making some crepes. I just opened my dishwasher. Monster Trucks got pretty clean. So yeah, dishwasher that actually cleaned those up really well. This has got, that's paint on the wheels, but this is good. Put your cars in the dishwasher. I don't know, did that fall and melt? No, thank goodness. Nice. Oh, a couple fell. Back there, let me get that out. Get that out of there. Okay, not bad. Oh, you know what I could have done? I probably could have put them in there. Hello. All right, not bad. Okay, I'm just gonna leave this in here and we'll clean that up with the kids later. So let's get the ingredients off for the crepes. I'm gonna triple my recipe because we wanna have extra in here. It's just flour, milk, eggs, and salt. That's it. I'm gonna save because we don't have that much milk to drink, so I'm gonna make the powdered milk up. Do about, if you do 2 cups, which I'm gonna need a cup of milk, I think. I'm gonna need 3 cups of milk. So 3 cups of milk and almost about 3/4 cup of milk powder. So let's just mix this up. You can mix up with a wooden spoon. So this is just mixed up. You want it to be a little bit thinner, so it's gonna make like a really thin pancake. So you're just gonna heat some oil here on your pan. I'm just gonna spin around so that's nice and greased. And then I think I'm gonna do a quarter of a cup. Let's see if that works. I'll show you the process for sure. It's gonna be about half a cup. I'm just seeing how big my pan, well, it depends how big your pan is. So you wanna make sure it goes all around the bottom of your pan. So I'm gonna get my half a cup. It's easier to get a measuring cup out that you're actually gonna use. For size, I mean. So you're just gonna let this fry and then you're gonna flip it. They're really simple to make. You can, I'm gonna put mine just on a platter or a plate because they're gonna eat them. What they did not eat them, you can put them between wax paper sheets and freeze them. That works great. Or if you want to store them in your refrigerator like that. And then I will heat up, I've got some syrup. I'll probably do some like peanut butter on it. These strawberries are really good, so I might take and smash some strawberries up. I'll get those out while these are cooking, and then we'll do like a strawberry with some sugar to put in between. That's good. My crepe flipping skills are not very good this morning, but that's okay. They'll still taste the same. So just keep going. They go really, really quick. When it starts cooking more like a pancake, add a little bit more oil to your pan because you want it to have that little bit. I just put a little bit in the bottom. All right, let's do another. There we go. All right, let's keep making them. Okay, crepes don't go very good if you've got a million other things to do. So make sure you carve out some time to sit at your stove because they go so quick. But I had to hurry up. I wanted to flip my laundry, and then the ones I did get let sit here, they kind of burned a little bit. I was like, so I was racing trying to get everything. Put my rugs outside to dry because they can't go in the dryer. Threw another load in, and then I continue to make these. Crooked camera, sorry. That's what happens. Now my crepes are a little bit thicker. That's okay. The thinner, they're supposed to be super thin, but it's okay how you make it. Mine are just a little bit thicker, and that's okay. So you just do what you can do on your thing. So I've got my strawberries here. I put these in the microwave to thaw a little bit. I'm kind of smash them down and add some sugar, and that can be filling if they want that. Okay, something I can do while I'm making the crepes is answer my comments. So I'm gonna go through, sorry, wobbly. Camera's a little wobbly today. There we go, sorry. So I'm gonna go through and answer comments right now. All right, I've got a whole big plate. Some of these are a little bit thicker, like this one you probably gave me. That's more like a pancake. I know, that's okay. If you want them super, they are to be super thin. That's the real crepe. I'm gonna make a crepe pancake. How's that sound? So I put all my stuff in the sink and put my pan over there. I'm gonna spray the countertop with vinegar so that kind of where I dripped it, it gets, you know, easy to wipe off in a few minutes. But wash as you go to keep your mess up from, you know, all the dishes you have to do. And then all I gotta do is mop the floor, so then my chores are done, which is awesome. All right, since those have a little bit stuck on food, let them sit and soak for a little bit and go do something else. So I'm gonna get my mop out for the floors. All right, so I just put my earbud away, move my chair back here. You know, my kids are all awake, so, you know, to be the present mom, it's important to, you know, take your earbuds up so they know you're talking to them. So we just had those delicious crepes. I had mine with, let me stop this. It's got 1 minute. I'll just stop it beforehand. We just finished our crepes. Let me get your legs out here. All right, so my battery dead. I had to go get a new battery, but took my earbuds out. So time to pay attention to your kids. Finish my crepes. Mine had, I used brown sugar and syrup. I know, people are like, sugar. I grew up not liking syrup, like the thinness of it. Oh, and so I took brown sugar and would mix it with it. And that's how I would eat my French toast. My girlfriend would do that. I'm like, it just made it thicker, just a little bit better. You just use less syrup, so it's probably a little equal syrup. But did anybody else eat ketchup? Ketchup on your French toast? Who ate ketchup on their French toast? Okay, some people think that's disgusting. I grew up eating ketchup on my French toast. I haven't put on my crepes, but that was another taste from the north. So did that. Kids are eating. All I have to do is get school out, and then we're gonna be good to go. My pan, I had to scrub it a little bit more. If you find that your pans are, the stuff is stuck, which mine was burned on the side, just let it sit. I pulled out my magic eraser and scrubbed it, and then it came out, but it just had to sit and soak for a little bit with soap. Just let the soap do the work, and then you won't have to scrub as hard, and just come back to it, do something else. All right, I got one more load of laundry, and I'll have to get the girls, but they have to bring it up. Perfect. Let me go check and see if the little boys have any in their room. Found some. Now, some will say, your little boy should bring that out. They sure should. But what that means for me is I just have to wait because they're in the middle of eating and getting ready. I always have to wait to do my laundry. So real quick, they have a whole big giant room to clean. So real quick, them go in and me go in and pick up. It's done in 2 seconds, but they normally do. We just had a really busy, fun night last night, and we didn't bother cleaning up their laundry. So that's okay. All right, I'm gonna do a load of laundry here for them. Throw the towels on, go back to my kitchen, get the school out for the kids. Yes. So I get their school up for the week. The pages that they have to do, they do other schooling, but this is like the sit down bookwork stuff. This works good to have it all here. I mark it the day so it doesn't get out of order. Then that way whoever's doing their school with them can just grab out and do it, which works out really good. And then we have lots of books to read at the bottom there. And they get a ruler and they get pencils and then they do their stuff. So they're off doing their chores right now, which is really good. Getting that done. I'm just waiting for the laundry and then I'm thinking anything else. I made a big giant list on the refrigerator. I say big giant, but it's just all the little jobs that the girls can do. They vary. I could have a set thing for each child, but in our household, like having a chore schedule doesn't always work because my teens are in and out of the house at different times. So that it's like I used to do the strict one, then I realized, oh, certain person wasn't here so they didn't take the trash out, so someone else has to take the trash out, or oh, this didn't work because they had called into work. And so if I just do one big list on my refrigerator and then whoever's available can come up and wipe off the list, it works good that way. So we have a little bit extra stuff to do today just to get ready for our week. My deep cleaning, we're at the 1st of the month already, so we have a new calendar. We're on to February now, so I put let all that you do be done in love. So since it's a nice and love month, so we've got birthdays this month. We've got me, Lauren, and Madeline. And so for us this month, I know like my birthday week, will choose the game. I'm gonna have to think about that. And I'm gonna choose the movie. And then on Madeline's, she'll choose the game and the movie. And then Steven gets to this month in Brooklyn at the beginning of the month. So she'll actually do that this week. So this will be a good way to keep track. Everybody knows what they're doing. Nobody's asking, what day is it? What day is it? But it's February 1st today. So whole nother month coming. Isn't it crazy? January's already done. This year is gonna go flying, which is good. So so then I also look at my cleaning schedule here, and I've got the week 1 is deep clean my room, my bathroom, and the boys' room. So I don't really need to go do deep clean, like go through all my stuff, because I kind of just did that a little bit ago. Like last month, sometimes you can skip over some jobs, but I do know that I need to do my ceiling fans because that's good to do, and dust my dressers really good. So that's on the list to do. Same thing in the boys' room, just dust their, dressers, their desk, thing like that, just to get all the dirt off. But that's gonna be it. I'm not gonna wipe walls. I'm not gonna do a deep clean. I already kind of know what needs to be done, so we just do it that way. But then our week 1 deep clean is done today, so it's a good day. All right, let me go see if laundry's done. We'll check back in a minute. Okay, so I just came over to my desk while the kids are getting their stuff done, and there was a few extra things I needed to do, so I just made my phone call, got what I had to get done. And then something else that I like to do, I haven't done this in a long time, but I need to do it. And I was reminded of it because I was just thinking we were doing something as a family. I'm like, I need to write that down in their journal because that's really funny that they did. What I used to do, let me see, I'll tell you first. As I write journals for my kids in notebooks. Very easy. I used to do it like in their baby books, but those baby books, you know what, how hard it is to keep up on those? Yes. So then I started typing them in a computer, like in a WordPad type document. Well, then over the years when the computer crashed, the hard drive died, and you lost everything. Back up. Didn't back in the day because it wasn't really like huge computer like it is now, so easy to do. So I just switched over and started writing in notebooks because these I can take anywhere. I can sit at a desk or a chair while I was nursing a baby and fill in their journals. And so what I like to do in here is write. Sometimes I wrote like the month up to their birth and how I was feeling, that kind of thing. And then, but most of them start with their name, and it says Stephen, Paul, Marion, our 10th baby. And I'm like, so I had to laugh. I put how much he weighed when he was born, and I'm like, I'm sorry, my brain is so busy right now because he was my 10th one, and I had like 505 at that time. And so I'm like, I don't even know how big he was, but he was 9 pounds 16 ounces. He was almost 10 pounds. No, is that right? 9 pounds 1 ounce. Yeah, he's a big boy. He was a big boy. So, but I write in here, and then every few months, like when they would go to the doctor, we would put, different things that they did, little milestones and all that. And then over the years, I've written, let me see, he probably has less because, as you work with more kids, you write less things in it, just because it gets a little bit busier. I'm trying to get better. But let's see, the last time I wrote in here was January 2020. What? Oh, that's last year. Wait a minute, we're January 2021. So it's been a whole year since I've written my kids' journals. I know, but once a year is better than no times a year. So I write until they get about 18, and they're, pretty much done, not done, but like they move on with their life and they kind of figure out what they're gonna do. That kind of thing. This is Jaden's. Certain times I'd have them draw like a picture of himself. Let me see if Jaden did that. Let me see if she drew a picture. She might have not drawn a picture. She could have very well not. Maybe she did. I don't see a picture in James. But anyways, or I would put down, I would fill like their favorites, their favorite food, their favorite movie, their favorite color, all those things inside, and then they'd fill them in themselves. So they can kind of see over the years different things that change. I had them write a letter to themselves, you know, how they're feeling at that time in their life, that kind of thing, like dear future self. So yeah, it was 2020 when the last time I wrote in these journals. I know. But that's okay. We did a lot of vlogging, and so a lot of their life is documented online, which is, you know, good. I'm just looking through and see. Like I had them write their names at different ages, so that when their kids can do it, they can, you know, go through and go, oh wow, that's what you wrote like at that age, or different things in school that they learned, or things that they, you know, had to struggle with, just little things that they will forget. I remember going back and reading my mom's stuff with me, and I'm like, that's a really cool idea. So I pulled these out because it's been a whole year. Yes. It has been a whole year. So today I wrote down, I've got 6 to fill out, and I'm like, when you have a project, break it up. Don't go, oh, I fill all 6 of these today, because that's not going to happen. But I can fill one out today, right? It'll take me about 15 minutes. I'll have one done, and then tomorrow I can do another one, and Wednesday I can do another one, and Thursday I can do another one, Friday, and then I gotta go all the way to Saturday because I've got 6. But these are gonna sit out where I see them, right over here. And then this one I'm gonna put on my work zone right here so that I see it when I come to sit down and pull like footage off my camera today. And I'm just kind of in between waiting. It will be a good time to fill out that journal for Steven. So just like to write neat little things that I do. Like we were doing a game the other day, and he did something really funny, and so I was like, that is so cute. I'm like, that is such a boy to do that, or such a silly, you know, like comedian boy to do that. So I'm gonna write that in his little journal. So things that I forget, because I forget a whole lot because I've got so many kids. I know my older one's like, remember when we did that? And I'm like, no, not really. Or do you know, like the other day, this just shows how life changes. Like when my kids were like, we were home, like all I did, stay at home mom. We spent a lot of times together doing things, and so we used to do tea parties all the time, and it was mostly the older ones because the little ones came along and life got busy, but Jane and Brooklyn still remember doing those tea parties and how much fun they are. And so we said the other night on movie night, Madeline's like, Mom, you want to have a tea party? And I'm like, sure, I'll have a tea party. So she got her little tea set out for her dolls and stuff, and we were starting to have a tea party. And then the girls were like, you're having a tea party? And then they're like, we want to come. And they're like, Mom, don't you know the rules of a tea party? And I'm like, no. And I totally forgot. And it was like, you gotta bring a stuffed animal, you gotta bring a friend with you. And then after a while, like all the kids, even the boys, were like, I want to come to the tea party. And it was always, you had to bring something to share with the group. So like they have their snack bins, so you know, some brought their little, I don't know if they're called Michi Panda treats, and Brooklyn brought some Oreo cookies, Jaden had some dark chocolate, Madeline had some marshmallows, and the boys got some sprinkles. And so we all just shared a tiny little plate of treats, and they're like, oh, we love tea time. And so I was like, and it's not even like, we didn't make it like, you know, fancy this and that, but it was just a fun time to come together and share. And I thought, I forget that, like I forgot. And so it's so easy to forget things, moms. It is so easy to forget, and they remember those things. So this year I'm trying to recall a lot of things that I did with my older set and reintroduce them into my younger set, because you grow, you change, and you're like, oh wait, that's right, we should do tea parties. Tea parties are fun. Kids like tea parties. And so it's the little things. So these journals are just another way for me to remember those memories, because I forget, because you know, my brain is aging. Life is busy. I've got a lot of kids, and it just happens. So journals for your kids, start now. Just write like a page every couple months, and then they'll be so thankful. Even write letters to them, your prayers for them, your hopes for them. It's just little things that they'll appreciate as they're older, coming back and reading. So all right, so those were the extra things I had to do, like on my little notepad today, which is good. So I'm good. Laundry's still going, kids are still moving. I gotta go make sure that they're going and moving, you know, to mom's beat, not just their beat today. So let's go. All right, so this week I'm doing school with the kids right now. I'm gonna start making lunch right now. This week is going to be, the last few weeks have actually been a no spend, eat out of the freezer and pantry kind of week. And so this morning we did the crepes because we had those in the pantry, and something for lunch I'm gonna do. I still have soups. I made our soups last week. There's a few left. We have the lasagna one, a little bit of potato, and a little bit of the chili. So they might want that for lunch today, and if not, that's okay. But what I do have is pepperoni from the freezer. I have some provolone cheese, and I have some fun tortillas. tortillas. So, and I have marinara sauce. Let me get that. What I'm gonna do with this, last time I made some, I took tortillas, I put put pepperoni on them, and a string cheese, and then rolled them up, put them in the freezer, and and I didn't think, because they were sick of string cheese, and I thought they're never gonna eat these, but we took them out and put them in the air fryer. They loved those. So I'm gonna do kind of a mock thing of that for lunch today, and I'm gonna cook them over here on my griddle with a little bit of oil, and then they can dip them in the marinara sauce. Real simple. Here's a plate for lunch. They can take this, either put this inside or just put it on their plate to dip. Easy lunch from things I had gathered up in my freezer, infridges, and pantry. Okay, so I'm in between checking kids' school, doing that kind of stuff. Dinner is gonna be something pulled up out of the freezer, so it's gonna be really easy dinner. I'm not gonna have to prepare a whole lot. So I thought I'd start editing today's video. So I'm gonna pause this for a minute, grab off the footage out of my camera, and then let it import, and then I'll come back and do comments and work a little bit on today's video, just to make my day go quicker. All right, so I've been editing for 2 hours. Got done. I had to take a little break and do the older girls' school, but Maddie, we're gonna show this is Maddie's surprise. Is that what you call it, Maddie's surprise? Yeah. Maddie's surprise with these little strawberry cups, and she puts caramel and sprinkles. So she's like, you want a Maddie's surprise? I don't want one, but her and Steven are gonna have them. So I'm gonna get dinner together. I'm gonna make some tostadas. So I'm gonna start heating up my taco. I'm gonna heat my meat up over here. It's thawed enough. I'm gonna take my taco seasoning. We're just using a little bit less because it's really, really strong. And then I heated refried beans up here in the microwave. I had some canned stuff, and I also had some like homemade ones. So they just look like this. So I'm just gonna stir that together. That looks perfect. This is good to go. I will just put this over here because we're not gonna eat just yet. And then I've got some cheese. I pull out of the freezer, it's frozen. So I'm gonna let this sit because it's better to have it thawed. We have salsa. I think I can salvage some lettuce here. I'm gonna rinse it and cut it up. We even got some chopped up onions will work, and then we've got our tostadas. It's a super easy dinner. I'm also gonna heat up my soup, the chili, because I've got this much left, so somebody can have it with it. It's kind of like a whole big mixture, but this will be good. So I'll put this in a container covered in the microwave. All right, so the tortillas are in the oven. I just opened the oven so I'd remember they're in there, and I'm gonna turn them on in a little bit when it's closer to dinner time, but the chili's heating up, the beans are heated, the meat is heated, chop my lettuce. This will kind of thaw as it sits out here in the warmer room just to kind of not be frozen. Onions and salsa. Easy, easy dinner. I'm gonna go do some more school with the girls. Okay, so we've had a busy, busy afternoon. Been doing school with Jaden and Brooklyn and Autumn and the little kids. The little ones, they're not really little. They're just all the kids. How about all 6 kids I've been doing school with? So got some editing done. I still have to finish tonight, but dinner is ready to go. Greg will be home a little bit and we'll be having dinner. Here it is. This is what it looks like. I made one so you could see. This is the tostada. They're great little round, it's basically a big giant corn chip. These would be awesome for like massive nachos. Oh, that's a thought. And so you just layer it with refried beans. The meat, I didn't put any cheese on this one. Salsa, onions, and lettuce on top, and you can either pick it up and eat it, or you can cut it in like quarters. That's how I do it, and I like to eat it. So really easy dinner, delicious. I've never even seen these until I moved down here to the south, so I don't know if they're everywhere or not, but really good tostadas. So delicious dinner. All right, so today has been a good day. I still have my book here to fill out. I have not filled it out yet, but it's gonna sit here on my desk until I do it. That's a good thing. Everything else on my list is finished. And the only thing I wanna do, mixing. The only thing I wanna do is go through and just work a little bit on my video editing things that I learned this week. So you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you guys again tomorrow with another video. So have a great day. We'll see ya. Bye. And for those of you that want to stay, I'm going to read our book of Psalm for the day. Psalm 26. Vindicate me, O Lord, for I have walked in my integrity. I have relied on and trusted confidently in the Lord without wavering, and I shall not slip. Examine me, O Lord, and try me. Test my heart and my mind, for your loving kindness is before my eyes, and I've walked faithfully in your truth. I do not sit with deceitful or unethical or worthless men, nor seek companionship with pretenders, self-righteous hypocrites. I hate the company of evildoers, and I will not sit with the wicked. I will wash my hands in innocence, and I will go about your altar, O Lord, that I may proclaim with the voice of thanksgiving and declare all your wonders. O Lord, I love the habitation of your house and the place where your glory dwells. Do not sweep my soul away with sinners, nor sweep away my life with men of bloodshed, in whose hand is a wicked scheme, and whose right hand is full of bribes. But as for me, I shall walk in my integrity. Redeem me and be merciful and gracious to me. My foot stands on a level place. In the congregations, I will bless the Lord. I like that. All right, have a great day.